It is 16th of April, 2020. This is WIKISPEED Stand-Up. You want to start us off, Lauren?
Okay, this is Lauren Salter, Gabriel Island, British Columbia. Uh, okay, this past week, I read about various things about WikiSpeed on the email thread. And just in the last little while, I assigned myself to revive my Raspberry Pi. So I turned it on. I thought I didn't have the password and it wouldn't start, but it was just I was trying to set up real VNC so that I could program from my tablet and run it headless, I guess, run it without a monitor. So that's what I'm working on, because I got a little monitor, but it doesn't have HDMI, so I would need an adapter to run it on that monitor. And then right now I'm running it on my main monitor for my laptop. So anyway, it turned on, and after a little bit of fiddling, I got the mouse to work. The mouse wasn't working, so I got the mouse to work. And then, this is odd. I just to test or start to play with the password that I lost. And so I'm going to report this as a block. I typed in sudo apt update, and it just went and did it. Didn't ask me for my password. So I thought always with sudo it would ask you for the password. But I don't know, maybe update is an exception to that. I don't know how that could work. So that's anyway, yeah, so I'm going to work on that block from a while back when I lost the password, or I'm going to do the stuff to just reinstall it. It didn't take too long for the update, so but it's been a few months. And my next thing I really want to do, and I have a question about that too. So I'll record that as another block. So this coming week, I want to take my breadboard and plug it into the Pi. And my question is, do I have to turn off the Pi? Is it safer? Is it a good practice to turn off the Pi before you plug and unplug things from it? Okay, that seems to be a yes. So and then you turn it off, and then yeah. So basically, you're when you're doing all those blinky things, you're and then changing it around. Yeah. So for each exercise, you need to turn it off and reboot it. Okay, good to know. And so that's kind of my plan for the coming week. And the blocks, I've got the answers. My blocks have been removed. So that's it for me.
Okay, Chris, you want to do stand-up, or you want me to go?
I do want to at least comment on what Lauren just said. It's probably not required, but it is recommended, right? And then I want you, Mike, to do your stand-up, and then I might do mine.
Okay, it's Michael Wolchuk in Saskatoon, Canada. This past week, I got stand-up for last week recorded and posted. I cleaned up a little bit more of my basement, so I sort of got a little bit of an electronics workbench set up, basically a table with a couple of things on it, and a light, so it's a start anyway. I got into that corner of the basement, so I'm counting it as progress. And I finally got something taken off the backlog. I had chosen some chips, inverting buffer, a hex buffer, and a demux set of chips out of my 25-year-old stack of TTL chips that I might as well try to use them because I've been storing them for this long. All of my hex buffers are blown up. I went through 8 of the 16 of them, and I don't know what I did when I was sorting them. Maybe I zapped them. Anyway, they're all garbage. 7404s, the inverting buffers, are working fine, so I've got 4 of those working on a little static foam, and I didn't quite get to the demux chips. So I need a couple of them just in case I blow one up. I've got about a dozen of them, so I'll test a couple. I'll test them until I get a couple. Anyway, it's nice to finally get something off the backlog. It's been probably 6 months since I've done that. Next week, I will be continuing checking out the chips, and I'm going to be posting not a video because I apparently used the wrong phone, and I don't seem to be able to get the video off the phone. So instead of taking more video and then editing it, I'm just going to take a few pictures and do the voiceover. I've still got the voiceover, so I'll get that published probably. I don't remember which channel I was going to put that on. I'll probably be on the demo videos for YouTube under the Little Red Wagon project. And blocks, a little bit of a lack of drive and determination. I think a lot of people are having that in this COVID stuff. No one's used to being home all the time and trying to come up with their own motivations for doing stuff. I guess that's about it for me. You want to step in, Chris?
Well, I will say the reason that I'm on this call is I'm totally okay with being home, and it's been a long time since I was allowed to do that. I definitely don't have anything to say about what I did last week for WIKISPEED, but I'm thinking I can throw at least an hour in next week. And whatever the highest priority thing is, we can attempt to get that done, right?
Okay.
And that's about all I have as an update, because I've been so lame for the last year at least in showing up on these calls.
Well, we've actually had a couple of people ask to join the Google group, and I've redirected them to the website, and they tell me the form doesn't work. So
Yeah, I know. I saw that. I need to figure it out, right? That might be the top priority.
well, there's probably a dozen updates that the website has done, and any one of them could be what broke it. So it's a little over my depth anyway.
Well, no, this is great guidance, because I actually do somewhat, at least still, I mean, I definitely know, but still remember how the website works under the WordPress paradigm that we have it in. So that is a great thing for me to look at and at least start doing normal maintenance on.
Okay, well, if that's good for you, it's certainly something that I'm not going to get to. So, okay,
Great.
Lauren, you want to go again, or am I catching it at a bad time?
Nope. I'm eating, and that's fine, if you don't mind. So, let's see. I'm going to give myself, because I remembered another thing that I did this week. I did remember another thing. It was, oh yes, Jitsi. So I read up on the problems with Zoom. I had been defending Zoom and wanting to invest in it and everything, and I still might. But when I saw the sysop of a distribution listserv, that is my most respected Linux guy I know. So this is another thing that I did. And he talked about the problems with Zoom and posted an article from something Citizen Labs, an analysis of Zoom, the problems. Did I give that to you, Michael?
I don't remember seeing that article. You sent a couple of links.
I'm going to post it. So yeah, so basically I read that, and so I kind of revived my interest in Jitsi, and I set up a room in at least the video quality is way better than when we were trying it. And it was recommended on this thread as well as by our local systems guy on this island. So Jitsi, I'm looking at Jitsi again. I won't talk. Yeah, maybe in crosstalk I'll talk a little bit about the issues with Zoom. And let's see, so I'm giving myself, because of that, 4. And no, man, the team is at 10 because we have 3 people on the call for the first time in a while. Although actually, David Lightheiser was on a couple of times. And process improvement, I'm still thinking about grooming the backlog. So that's not really a new one. And that's it for me.
Okay, well, I think I got 3 points out of 3. Yeah, that's what I counted it as. So I'm gonna give myself a 10. I'm gonna give the team an 8. We got a bunch of new activity going on. It is sad to see car number 1 get recycled, but oh well. And process improvement, it's worked for the last couple of weeks. Show up and get something done. Because before a couple of weeks ago, I hadn't gotten anything done for quite some time. So it's not really a process of improvement. It's more like a goal. But unless Chris has another better idea, I'm going to stick with it. And that's about it for me.
Does that make it my turn?
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna give myself a negative 3.14 pi because I've done nothing for WIKISPEED for so long. But I'm going to give the team a 10, and also say that, Lauren, great idea. Look at Jitsi again, because I've been looking at it recently, and it doesn't seem bad now. Like, it seems like a good thing to pursue, the way that they're building their model. And I have no suggestion for process improvement, so I will go with Michael's. And that completes my stand-up.
Okay, that's giving me echo. Mute. Volume. How's that? Now that works a little bit better.
Could be me. I just unmuted.
No, it was. I
Was
can still hear it. What am I doing here? I gotta shut off the speakers. There we go. How's that? There we go. No more echo. Ooh, that makes my tummy look even bigger than it is.
I can't see it. I'm looking at the WIKISPEED logo. Was my retrospective garbled beyond repair?
No, it was fine.
Okay.
So crosstalk. Yeah, I'm still getting an echo. I think it's me. I've got microphones and speakers too close to each other, but that's okay. The Raspberry Pi, I have been plugging and unplugging things hot because it's USB. I don't normally connect it up to a wired Ethernet, so that's wireless as well. So there's only 2 cables. One goes to the TV and one goes to the power supply. I haven't had any trouble with it. Mind you, I did manage to blow up a USB port on a laptop today, so it could just be that I've been lucky with the Raspberry Pi. I don't know.
So I think Raspberry Pi is using a version of, I'll just say Linux, that is pretty good at automatically mounting and unmounting. But I will still suggest to everyone, if you know how to manually unmount before you disconnect a USB drive, just to not corrupt your data.
Yeah, I think Raspbian is a version of Debian.
It is. And I think it's very good at it. Like I've hot plugged a USB anything into it, and it seems to do it. But again, if you know enough about it, it might be safer to unmount it manually first before you
Okay.
unplug it anyway. I don't think plugging in is the problem. I think it's the unplugging. If there's a data stream going to it, you can corrupt that drive.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think the stuff that Lauren's talking about plugging in is on the header, is it not?
Yeah.
So those,
Yeah,
if
the headers.
if you're
40
plugging
header.
if you're plugging the whole header in, I don't see it being a huge problem. If you're plugging one wire at a time in with that extension cable, I think I might shut it off.
Yeah, good point.
So what else do you guys want to talk about? Lauren, you're still muted.
Excuse me. I wanted to end recording and
Okay.
crosstalk.
Okay, I'll hit the button here.